Yeah? What's poppin' everyone, it's your boy Levi, and Irem is here. Our catgirl overlord that's going to save NA Eternal Return is out. I stayed up till after maintenance just to play her, and I cannot be more excited. As always, this is a series where I try to get a win with 20 games while knowing next to nothing about the character. Last time I didn't get a win with Tazia, so I had to do a punishment. Card above. Hopefully I won't have to do one for Irem. Game 1, and I'm actually surprised to see that the entire lobby wasn't catgirls. Irem being a shapeshifter character means that she has two sets of abilities. One for the cat form, and one for the human form. Irem has rather basic abilities, and I kind of like that, but they all work together well. E is always your dash, W is always your CC, and Q is always your damage. I do think Irem is a little spammy at the moment. You can kind of throw out Qs in human form ridiculously without any punishment, so I think she'll get a damage increase on the ball, but get some cooldown nerfs so she can't do it as often. I think it rewards players for being accurate with the ability that way. As we know on patch day, Sentry is most always free. However, I wasn't sure about Irem's power levels yet, so I just sat on the tree while another Irem pounded me flat. I definitely don't think I have a good build for this character currently, so I was losing the fight heavily. I managed to get away though, and fled through Uptown. I TP'd into Ab to make Scotty. I wasn't sure what transitions to go, but Glacials have never steered me wrong on an amp character. I thought having a slow in the kit would be nice. I like Sticky Bomb a lot for her because you only really need to weave one basic attack into your combo, so it synergizes well. I needed ice, so I headed into hospital. I got my Scotty and saw that there was a meteorite nearby in factory, so I went for it. There was hella people here though, so I figured I'd get some good mastery at worst and a meteorite at best. I think one of my favorite things about Irem is the sound that the bouncing Q makes. It's a lot of fun when multiple Irems are fighting and you just hear the different bounces bouncing together. What I don't like about Irem is how that if you get too close with her with your W, you don't get the knockup. I don't think it needs to be changed though. I think there's some skill involved with being able to keep the spacing, but I just wasn't prepared for it, so I died to a Jackie. Game 2, and I'm going for a bit of a different build. I'm stacking hella amp, and I honestly don't think glacials make that much of a difference. If anything, losing some CDR hurts a little bit. I think the best way to play the early game is to make sure my mastery is up, so I decided on Uptown Bears. One of Irem's passives is that she gets a flat 10% heal when eating fish-related food. I think this is actually pretty high, and I wanted to test it out. And it definitely seemed to help when fighting this Yon. It took a while, but I think I'm starting to get the hang of the combo. I just keep forgetting to charm with W in the middle of the combo. Q basic attack, E basic attack feels like really strong poke, and you can just go into cat form to clear out the animals. I hung around hospital practicing the combo on some animals, waiting for tree to spawn. Another Irem took care of the ISIL in my zone for me, so I was able to pick up the tree and get out. I was planning on calling in a meteorite to grab Force Core, but my brain blanked, and I ended up just building glacials. With 3 people left, I assumed we would all show up to Omega together. It was me, a Fed Irem, and a Felix. I wanted to take a fight with Felix, who was in my zone on radar, but he didn't have any interest in fighting me. I should have learned from my last video about just starting up Omega with a low player count left. I was pushed into Avenue where I had to heal. I tried my best to fight the Fed Irem, but against that many transitions, it didn't matter and I go down 3rd. I feel like I was starting to get some muscle memory down for the character, however. Game 3 and the lobbies are starting to have less and less Irem in them. Come on guys, I think she's pretty good. It's not even like she's bad at all. I went for a max CDR build this game and opted for Tyndallus ban this time. I wanted to go to Alpha day 1 so I could upgrade it with Mithril to Monarch. I got free tree again, so I at least have one transition when I show up to Alpha, and I picked up some fish as well. With the tree, I made glacial shoes, picking up the components in Avenue again. Then I headed into factory to get a lighter for my fish and Alpha. I ran into a Jenny who must have their screen blocked with the inventory of the person they just killed, so I got a free kill there. Fish and chips is a fish related item, so I picked that up for the healing. And I unfortunately didn't get the Alpha, but I almost take a close fight with the Jenny. I think with a bit better mechanics, I win that. I psycho chased her into hospital because I wanted that Mithril really bad, but there was too many people around to continue that fight. Jenny ends up picking up a kill on someone else, and I get into a fight with an Isaac. And can I get a like for the sidestep on the E2 in the bush? And can I get a subscribe for this Tonfa bait out? Really happy with how I played this fight. I was rewarded with another kill on an Irem and tons of fish. The Jenny from earlier, however, gets the better of me, and I'm forced to run through red into Avenue. In Avenue, I call for a Force Core, but I definitely should have checked my credits first because with the Penny Pincher augment, I definitely had enough for blood. I decided on Persona with the Force Core and Scotty with the tree. 4 transitions, Sticky Bomb for the slow, healing cut, and tons of fish. I was feeling pretty good about my chances. I shadowed Wick, knowing that Jenny would probably try for it. Elena was also there, and I wasn't sure if Irem could burn down Wick from a low health, and Elena ends up getting it. Elena feels like a pretty good matchup for Irem. With 3 dashes and you're constantly moving with spells, it's hard to get frozen. I think knowing that too, Elena decided that the Jenny zone would be a better fight for her. Unfortunately, even with Wick, she still lost the 1v1, and I didn't have the timer to ABC, meaning I had a 1v1 with the Jenny I had been fighting all game. Not gonna lie, I feel like I held my own for a little bit. No Johns of course, but I'm playing a new character on their release against a top player on their main. I found it really hard to get in, and I just take too much damage before the fight starts. Second place though means that we're getting better. Game 4 and I switched up the build again. I went for a CDR build again, but this time I went more defensive. Having 2 sets of abilities means my spell rotation is basically doubled, so I kinda don't need to be full damage. Also, since I'm jumping in as a melee cat for one of the forms, I figured it was better to try and be a little tankier. This game, I abandoned the tree strategy and I went for beach bears. I wanted to try a hard farming mastery now that I was more tankier. I think this fight with Hayes is where you can really see me starting to get the hang of this character. I wanted to go alpha again, but I got there too late. Not too late where I could steal a kill from that Camilla though. Give me that kill, baby. That's mine. Honestly, Rapier Camilla is a little terrifying. Giving him a targeted dash just makes him getting onto characters much easier. I might do a video on it too if y'all are interested. Let me know in the comments. Similar to my Kathy video when she got dual swords, I've never played Camilla, so it gave me a reason to try the character. I wanted to grab the bears in Alley since beach closed, but Emma had other plans. Thank God I built tankier this game because I think I ate every single card that Emma threw at me. I was eventually able to get the better of her, however. Another underrated part of Irem's kit is the bonus jump range when jumping to a fish. It really helps gap close against characters that juke by changing directions. I hyperlooped into Factory for the Omega, but wasn't expecting a Shukai to burn it down as quickly as he did. I played this fight way too scared, because there's no way that he got Omega that quick without using his ult. I had enough credits for blood, and I wanted to call one in at hospital with the accelerated time for it being in red zone. Apparently I was hungry for what the chef was cooking because I just ate his entire combo and I get burned down by the ult. The build I finally settled on for Irem is a fine zone bulky amp build starting in archery range. The build has some tank and some healing reduction and maxes out in CDR. You will also have to call in glue on this route. I'm going to cut when I finish my build, but look at this giant clusterfuck that is the top side of map here. Hello people starting archery and all the alley spawns are on the archery side. Literally 2/3 of the map started up here and I just thought it was funny. Alright, here we go. The final game. It's game number 20 too, so I gotta make this count. Like always, I finished in the beach and took the bears. I managed to roll heated rocks off the wolves and forest, so that's where the fish came from. I pathed down this time instead of going to hotel. I went down towards uptown. Figured the bears were probably gone by now, and I hyperlooped into chapel for meteorite. I wasn't entirely sure what I was going to do with this meteorite, but there were people here to farm mastery off of. I saw it on the meteorite tanking the hits and made my escape. Another Irem committed a little bit too hard and I took her down for the kill. Back in chapel after everyone had dispersed, I called in a tree so I could make Fourscore. Plan was Persona for the bonus amp. I figured if I was going to lose my max CDR, it's going to be for a huge amp gain. The Sylvia wanted to smoke, so I showed her who the better shapeshifting character was. Spoilers, it's Irem. Irem over Sylvia every day of the week. I farmed up in Factory and prepared for Omega. I had 3 kills, so I figured I was one of the stronger people in the lobby. Finally, I could test out Irem's objective take. It's not fast enough that you can really burn it down, and I got interrupted by a Razi. Add Irem to the list of characters that can chase Razi down though. I gap close over the wall and pick up my kill and dodge, and my Fourscore that's rightfully belonged to me. I decided on Holy Orders for the shield, but probably should have gone Tellurian, so I'm not doubling on healing reduction. I was ready for Wick, so I hyperlooped in the forest where Atazia was taking it on spawn. She had taken a ton of damage from it, so I was able to pick up an easy kill. She had a Monarch on her, so I fixed my healing reduction crisis and used the blood for Necronomicon. I then replaced my blade boots with glacials so that once again, I don't have double healing reduction. Final zone, and there were 3 people left to kill. I had everything I needed too. Pretty much fully transitioned, had fish for food, Tears of Selene. I took my respective zone and had the ABC angle, and I somehow managed to fuck it up. I guess I shouldn't have assumed that Kathy would go for the other Irem since she was under half health. I had Wick and increased vision with my passive, so I just assumed that no one would willingly choose a fight with me. You probably couldn't see the other Irem, but who knows. She catches me off guard, and if I was expecting her, I probably could have gotten the outplay. Unfortunately, I'll have to do another punishment. Definitely was a winnable game, but the throwaway happens sometimes. Let me know in the comments what I should do. I like Irem a lot. I can see myself continuing to play her. I'm actually a big fan of the characters that got released this season. Martina and Tazia were cool characters, albeit Martina was a little rough on release. Isaac was surprisingly fun for me. Hayes and Irem will probably be 2 characters I continue to play a lot. Maybe I'll even pick some of them up as secondaries if I get better with them. Thank you so much for watching if you made it to this point. Maybe in Season 8 we'll get back on track for getting wins. Like the video if you enjoyed and let me know in the comments what you thought of the character releases. I got some really fun videos I'm working on for December. A few bigger videos too, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe so you don't miss them, and make sure to click the video in the end card to see how my Tazia punishment went.